Hi. I hope I can say what I need and want to say without coughing my head off. I had COVID last week and I'm doing a lot better and I'm so grateful, but I still have this little bit of yuck. So I just had a couple of things on my mind that I wanted to share, and like they are so on my mind and so on my heart. I just have to get it out, I have to share it. Yesterday, I was listening to a class on making podcasts and, all the do's and don'ts. And this is how you start. And this is how you engineer. And this is how you get your audience. And this is how you monetize and blah, blah, blah. And it was all really good and interesting. And it's something I really want to learn and get better at. But the thing that really stuck out to me was when someone said, it's really not about all of those things, all the nitty gritty nuts and bolts. It's actually about love. It's actually about you showing love to other people, to the guest that you're interviewing, or to the person that's listening. And I thought that is profound. That is so true. And then today, I was working with a client and we were walking through something that was really mundane, like her time blocking, like, when am I going to do the laundry? And when am I going to water the plants? And when am I going to weed the garden? And when am I going to mop the floor? And when am I going to clean the bathroom? And all those little pre-decision things that you can make and kind of set up a routine for yourself, which is a beautiful, wonderful thing. Saved me so much pain and angst when my kids were little. I don't know how I would have survived raising kids without some kind of schedule. Not because I'm an organized person. It's because I'm an unorganized person. It's because I'm flighty. It's because I can just squirrel off into this or that because I'm so distractible and I'm so curious and I'm so interested in so many things. So I just needed this foundation, I needed this skeleton of pre-made decisions so that I didn't have to dig myself out and listen for the hottest fires that were burning that day and where do I need to put my energy. I could just look at my little time blocking and I could just say, oh, today I'm cleaning bathrooms and I'm changing these sheets on this bed, and I'm, this is beyond, above all the normal, like, yes, I'm making meals, and yes, I'm doing dishes after those meals, or I'm, enlisting people to help. But these are the outstanding, like, they just need to be done once a week, or maybe they just need to be done once a month or whatever. So I had this lifeline of having a time blocking schedule. So it's something that I teach because it's so life-saving. But I was talking with my client about this today, and what it boiled down to in the end was, all of this is wonderful. And having a clean home and having order and having being able to anticipate where you're going to be spending your time and energy. It is a beautiful, stress relieving thing. But it's not even about that. It's about love. It's all about love. And if it's not about love, then it's not about anything. Because with love, everything is enough and wonderful, and we are enough. And life is full of meaning. And without it, nothing is enough. Nothing I can do or say, or how hard I can work, or how much I can accomplish. It's never enough. And I can't prove anything. I can't work that hard without love. And I can't go to the ends of the earth and experience absolutely everything without love, because love is the meaning, right? Nothing has meaning without love. Of course, this is something we talk a lot about in our Healing with Love class and in Lioness in general. So I just wanted to reiterate this idea. If you're going through the motions of your life, say you're at home and say you're raising children and you're teaching them to work and you're doing the chores that you need to do and you're helping with homework and you're getting people where they need to be and you're making dinner and you're going through all these motions, of all the stuff that's on the list, but you don't feel love, then it's just drudgery. It just, at the end of the day, you're spent, you're done, you're exhausted emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Without love, it doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't matter how many years you do those things, how many years you practice the piano, how many years you get your homework done, how many years you get to bed on time. If it does not lead to or have love as part of it, it will never be enough. It will never make you happy. We were listening on our way home from a trip a week and a half ago, to the story, The Silver Chair. Remember that? C.S. Lewis, the Narnia Chronicles. And in The Silver Chair, remember Prince Ridian has been captured by the evil witch, and he's living under the earth, and she keeps him under a spell so that he doesn't know who he actually is, and so that she can manipulate him and use him for her purposes, to conquer the kingdom of the overlanders eventually. And remember when Eustace and Jill and Puddleglum get there to find him? Isn't C.S. Lewis incredible? Beside the fact that he can tell the most amazing stories, everything is infused with meaning, layers and layers of meaning. So this time when I was hearing The Silver Chair, there was a scene that just popped out at me because it was so full of meaning. And that was when Jill and Eustace and Puddleglum are there, and their whole quest, the entire story, is about them going to find Prince Ridian, right? And putting him back on his throne in Narnia. So there's this struggle, because the Prince Ridian that they know, that they met and they've gotten to know a little bit, is the Prince Ridian that's been under the witch's spell. And he's loopy and he's weird and he's over happy and fakely, and then so when he's under this spell, he tells them, at night they put me in this chair, they bind me to this chair, and it's for my own good. It's because if I could get out, I would do something crazy. I'm not in my right mind then. I go absolutely nuts. So whatever you do, when they put me in this chair, and when you see me, don't let me out. Don't let me go, because that's when I'm out of my mind, when I'm not in my right mind, right? Okay, this is him speaking under the witch's spell. So it happens. The witch is away. They are there. He's in the chair. It's at night. And all of a sudden, he starts begging them to let him out of the chair. And he's different. He's completely different. And he's like coming out of his mind, so intensely pained at being bound in this chair. And he's begging them. So remember what happens? They have made a pact with each other that they won't let him out. They won't release him from the chair. They won't listen to him when he's crazy. But the truth is that when he's in the chair is the only time that he's sane. He told them that it was when he was crazy, but that's because he was under the spell of the witch. So now he's actually himself. The The witch's spell is not working, and he's telling them, please let me out of this chair. I am the prince. I don't belong here. I'm being held here against my will. Please, please let me out. And here they are in this dilemma. Do we listen to what he told us before? Or do we listen to him now? Because now he really does sound like a lunatic. Do we, it's black and white. He told us one thing, now he's telling us another thing. Which one do we listen to? And the only way that they know which is when he says, by the lion, by Aslan. He swears by the Christ type in the book, right? And that is a clue to them that, oh, now he's speaking truth. So then the witch comes, she shows up surprisingly, and she comes in and she just starts weaving her spell. She puts something in the fire, some drug that's in the air that she's burning. And they're all, becoming this under the influence of this stuff that's burning. And then she's talking to them in this really smooth voice, and she's lulling them back into her demented way of thinking, right? And it takes Puddleglum walking over to the fireplace and putting his foot on one of the hot coals on purpose, burning himself, because he knows that it will clear his mind and he'll be able to think for real. And that's how they get out of it. Okay, so the witch is trying to lull them back into this pretend that she does, trying to make them believe that Prince Ridian is actually, not the prince of the overland, and actually she's trying to convince them that the whole world above ground doesn't exist. C.S. Lewis is brilliant. So what struck me so squarely this time was, it sounds just like the world. It sounds just like the soothing, although false, idea that it doesn't matter what you do. Everything is relative. Heaven doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. It's just here and now, and make what you can of it, and find happiness in what you can experience. And it just is so much the same as that witch putting them in this, pacifying them in this idea that actually nothing exists that you can't see, right? That's really what she's saying. You can't see it, it doesn't exist. So it struck me that part of our job, as we are being faithful women, is to break the spell. Break the spell that says it's productivity that will make you happy. It's making more money that will make you happy. It's an anything goes attitude, whatever anybody wants, that will make you happy. We have to break the spell. We have to break the spell to say, without love, without real love, nothing is enough. Not all the money you can make in the world, not all the experiences you can have in the world. Love is it. And we have to be spell breakers, right? Because the world feels like it is being lulled to sleep. And we know differently. We know that God is in his heaven, that he is alive and well, that he loves that he is love, that we can connect with him every single day. We can connect with him. We can know who we are. We can know what we're about. And we can share that with our children, with our spouses, with each other. And it makes everything meaningful. It makes the job chart. I mean, you can love what you're doing, no matter what it is, if you feel loved. You can take out the garbage. You can take the scraps to the chickens. You can mop the floor. You can do the laundry. You can do anything with joy when you feel loved. But we run around on empty a lot of the time, don't we? We let other things crowd out that crucial connection that we need to make to God every single day. Talking to him, praying to him, meditating on the things that he has said and taught us, reading our scriptures. We need to be connected. When we're connected, here's another way of saying it, when we're connected to love, to God, everything has meaning. And when we are not connected to God, nothing has meaning. Nothing is enough. So if you're plodding through your to-do list today and it's feeling like drudgery, or you're interacting with your kids and it's feeling like this conflict and this power struggle, or you're having a disagreement with your spouse or this ongoing problem, and you don't feel connected, you gotta go back to the source. You gotta go back to the one who loves you always. And part of that connecting, part of that going back to him, is letting go of all the crap, right? All the stuff, the things we've said, the words we've spoken in anger, the ways we've been irritated and out of patience with people. We have to own that. We have to own that and say, I did that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And immediately in those moments of recognizing and then owning that, our connection strengthens. Because we don't feel so comfortable in the presence of love when we have been unloving. We know that. We know that in our hearts. We don't have to be told that. We know that. We are less comfortable being in the presence of love and generosity and goodness and kindness and rightness when we have been unloving toward ourselves or other people. So that's part of it. We have to let that go. We have to think about it. We have to learn about it. We have to own it and be done with that. So it's about love. That's really what I wanted to say today. If you're in any of those situations and it's feeling hard and heavy, go back and just have that conversation and get reconnected. And then move out, then have that conversation with your kids and do it in love and teach them without being angry, without being irritated, so they can feel your love. And they don't have to earn it, they don't have to earn it by being perfect. They don't have to earn it by never making a mistake. They just feel your love, and then they can be taught, and then they can learn, and they can do better. The fly. It's so crucial. And I really firmly believe that Heavenly Father wants us to be in love, to be doing what we're doing in our lives for a reason, with purpose, and love is the purpose. Love is the connecting piece. We can have peace with our spouse. We can have peace with our children. We can have peace with our neighbors. We can have peace inside us, no matter what's going on in the world, when we're connected to him. So I throw that out to you today. I don't know if that will make a difference in your day, but I know that it's true. I've experienced it time and time and time again. And I'm getting better and better at owning my own stuff and repenting of it and letting it go faster and more often so that I can feel closer and I can feel more full of love. So that the things that I do when I'm mothering, when I'm grandmothering, when I'm with my spouse, when I'm coaching, I can do it from a place of love. And what a joy it is to live life in love. So I wish you all the best today. I hope that you can have the rest of this day. You can live it in joy and love. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.